Hello dear students, we are going to see a supplementary from 9th standard, first unit, The Envious Neighbor. It is a Japanese folk tale. It will be a good story for you. I hope you all have pet animals at home. You will have a dog as well as cat, parrots, myna, fish and many things you will have. Why do you grow pet animals at home? Why? We grow pet animals to leisure our time. Whenever we feel boredom or whenever we feel lonely, we spend time with pet animals. That's why it be a good friend of ours. Then here, what can jealous lead to? Here I want to tell one thing. What do you mean by jealous? The topic tells, the envious neighbor itself tells it is jealous. Exactly, if you want to say in Tamil, poramai. Here in the picture itself you can come to know there is a man holding a cup in his hand, the other man is having a pot full of gold coins. What can jealous lead to? A man is holding a cup, the other man is holding a pot full of gold coins. But one who is holding pot full of gold coins so happy, but this man is feeling jealous. Why? He is not satisfied with what he has. Here I am going to introduce the topic, the envious neighbor. It is a Japanese folk tale. Let's learn the new words. Why? Because before getting into the topic, we need to learn new words. Then you can easily understand the title. Envious. Unhappy because you want very much to do something that someone else ought to have something that they have. You are not satisfied with what you have and you are not satisfied with what you are doing. So that's why you are feeling envious or jealous on somebody else. Example, she is envious of her sister's beauty. Everyone is beauty, but here one girl is looking her sister that she is not beautiful. Sister is so beautiful. It shows clearly that she is jealous of her sister's beauty. Tidbit, a small piece of tasty food. Usually you will have cookie at home, isn't it? Cookies will have, then crunched pieces will be there. So those are called tidbit. You will feed for dogs as well as cats. When you are out with your pet dog, always have a tidbit in your pocket, because you cannot simply wander for tidbit wherever you go. So better you can keep tidbit in your pocket, then you can feed the dog wherever you need. Wagging, especially with reference to an animal's tail, move or cast to move rapidly to and fro. Wagging in Tamil, if you say vaalaatudal, so that is the thing. Here a dog is shaking his tail. Example, the dog is wagging its tail. Wagging is it's moving from here and there. Lo and behold, something that you say when you tell someone about something surprising that happened. Lo and behold, it means viyappa, surprise. Viyappa. Here the picture itself shows that the girl is so surprised. Example, in painting, his wishes, lo and behold, they came about. Here a man is drawing a picture. He drew as he wishes, but the result is lo and behold. It came wonderfully and surprisingly, it's so beautiful. Treasure. Treasure in Tamil, if you want to know, pudayal. Very valuable things, usually in the form of store of precious metals, precious stones or money. In the picture itself you can see there are lots of gold coins, isn't it? So lots of gold coins are metals, valuable things, or as well as precious things, gold, silver, diamond. These are come under treasure. For example, at sight of his lost treasure, the merchant began to dance and shout for joy. The merchant lost his treasure, now he found it again, so he is so happy. Covetous, wanting to have something too much, especially something that belongs to someone else. When you want someone else's things or when you are so greedy, you are covetous. Here a man is holding a basket full of fish, but the other man is having one big fish, but he is not satisfied what he has. He is looking for something else. So this shows the covetous or the greediness. For example, a covetous man is good to none, but worse to himself. You can have lots and lots of money, but you cannot eat it. It shows a covetous man will be always longing for something which he doesn't have, but he will be looking for somebody else. Stingy, unwilling to spend money small in amount. In Tamil, we say kanjan. One who has enough money but is not interested to spend money even to his friends or family. For example, he is really stingy and a selfish person. One who is so selfish is called stingy. You are so selfish, you used to say. Obliged, be indebted or grateful. This is the meaning. For example, we are obliged to obey the rule. Being the citizen of India, we need to obey the rules of government. So here, if you walk in the roadside, we have to walk in the zebra line. So this is the rule will be often given by the policeman. So we are obliged to obey the rule. Dainty, something good to eat, a delicacy. When you eat a delicious food or wonderful food, it is called dainty. For example, she served dainty sandwiches on a silvery tray. Usually we will get that sort of dainty foods in restaurant or big hotels. We will get it. The 5-star hotel or 7-star hotel will get that sort of foods. She served dainty sandwiches on a silvery tray. Sniff, to inhale through the nose, especially for smelling. Sniff in Tamil we say nugardal. When you get a flower, you sniff and get the fragrance of a flower. For example, she sniffed the freshly baked cookies. Usually you will find dogs sniffing around because dogs are very famous for sniffing. Here the girl is sniffing the cookies. Why? Because it gives beautiful smell. When you get the beautiful smell, we sniff. Offal, the organs inside an animal such as the brain, the heart and the liver. The internal organs usually will be called offal, or the wastages of an animal parts will be also called offal. In olden days, offal such as liver and intestine were given to the slaves as food. Long ago, these wastages of animals' organs were given to the slaves. Wicked, morally wrong and bad. The picture itself, you can see the evil thing and the evil thinker. He is a wicked man. For example, it was a wicked thought. If you think badly or if you think wrongly, he will be called a wicked person. Incense. Incense in Tamil, if you say udupatti, a substance that is burnt to produce a sweet smell, especially as a part of a religious ceremony. Whenever you go to temple or church or mosque, usually light incense to venerate the god. It gives a beautiful atmosphere. It gives a good fragrance to every worshippers. For example, people praying by holding incense sticks in their hands. If you go to temple or mosque or church, people used to hold these incense sticks to venerate the god. Adorn, to add something decorative to a person or thing. Adorn, in Tamil we say alangarital, alangaram, to add something decorative to a person or thing. For example, the bride's hair is adorned with beautiful flowers. In the marriage time, brides usually will have adorned flowers, adorned hairstyles and adorned dress, and even the atmosphere, places, everywhere things will be adorned. Mortar, a strong bond in which ingredients are crushed or ground. Mortar you will find at home. Your mom or your grandmom will have this sort of mortar. We used to grind rice as well as grains at home itself. For example, the women are pounding rice in a mortar to remove the husk. In olden days, ladies won't go to the rice mill. They will have this sort of mortar to take out the husks. Filth, disgusting dirt. You will find children often will be playing in this mud as well as sand. Then they will get dirty. But now in the current situation, it is a pandemic one. So we get this COVID-19. So we need to wash our hands every 20 minutes. For example, go and wash that filth of your hands. Nowadays, germs as well as viruses won't be visible because they are invisible. So you need to often wash your hands, even it is dirty or not. Now the girl's hand full of dirt, so she needs to wash her hands. How will you? I hope so. You wash your hands before food, or whenever you are at home, you wash your hands. Keep your hand clean. Rage, violent, uncontrollable anger. When it shows your inability, when you are unable, you will be angry. It shows rage. Here the child is very anger, out of controllable. For example, his face turned purple with rage. When you are so angry, your skin, your face, everything will change. You will get purple color as well as pink color, and everything will be another one. Sprinkle, to drop a few pieces or drop of something over a surface. Sprinkle in Tamil is a tooth. For example, when you put some sugar or some flour in something in the bakery, they will sprinkle like this, isn't it? So it will make a good look and good appearance. For that they sprinkle. For example, he sprinkles some sugar on top of the cake. The baker, after baking the cake, he adds the sugar. How? He sprinkles the sugar. Then it gets nicely added. Wither, to become weak and dry and decay. Wither in Tamil we say காய்ந்து போதல். அப்படி காய்ந்து போதல், to become a weak and dry and decay. For example, leaves after performing their functions for a certain time wither and die. As like human, they too have lives. So after a period of time, they just disappear. They form as a bud, then become flower, then leaves, all will disappear and they get withered. Choking, difficult in breathing because something is blocking your throat. When you feel suffocation, when your throat is suffocated, you feel you are not able to breathe. For example, when there is a riot in the public, police used to throw this sort of smoke bomb. Why? To scatter the people who are around here. They scatter the people, they throw this smoke bomb. Then the people are not able to breathe properly, so they use this smoke bomb. Here, for example, he was choked by smoke. The person is not able to breathe properly. Plight, an unpleasant condition, especially a serious, sad or difficult one. In Tamil we say avalanilai. It is a pathetic situation or sad situation it gives. Here animals are hunted by the hunters. So nowadays they are in the endangered zone. For example, the plight of starving people is too awful to think about. Here in many countries, people are starving of food. They don't even get good food. They are suffering for food. This is their plight. Distress, extreme anxiety, sorrow or pain. When you are so sad, you will look like this. This is called distress. For example, that now certainly distressed you. Some occasionally or some event might have distressed. You are in your family, somebody might have disappeared, somebody you might have lost. Then you will get the pain, you will get sadness. This shows distress. For example, that news certainly distressed you. If you get a bad news, you will be distressed. Reproving, to tell someone that you disapprove of their bad or silly behavior. You are not satisfied, you don't approve them. So when you show your disapproval, it is reproving. In your class, your students are not behaving good, they are not listening to you, then you need to reprove. For example, the teacher gently reproved the students for not paying attention. There are two ways to correct the students. You can either go by harsh or by gentle way. We need to always handle the students in gentle manner. That will be a good one because it won't harm the students. That's what here the teacher is doing. He is taking gentle way. Virtuous, having good moral qualities and behavior. Nannadathai or something in Tamil exactly is Nallolukam. Virtuous, Nallolukam, having good moral qualities and behavior. When you are so good, you are a virtuous person. It shows you are virtuous. For example, she is the most honest and virtuous woman that I have ever met. Here in the picture, Mother Teresa is there. She is so kind to the patients as well as children. She will be always so kind, right? Here it shows her virtuousness. Now we are getting into the lesson. The main characters are in this story the old good couple, the wicked old couple. Then there is a dog. Here the main characters are the good old couple and wicked old couple. Once in Japan, there lived an honest old man who lived with his wife. So long ago, an old couple lived. They are good. They had a pet dog which they used to feed with the fish and tidbit from their own kitchen. The old couple used to feed the dog with tidbit as well as fish from the kitchen. They grew this pet dog as a good one. They gave good concern to the dog. One day, when the couple went to work in their garden, their dog stopped at a place and started to bark, wagging his tail violently. One day, when the old man took the dog to the garden, while they were going, suddenly the dog stopped in a particular place and started wagging its tail and started barking. So this made him to think, what is there? Why it's suddenly barking? When the couple dug the place, they found gold and silver pieces being buried there. When the old man started digging the particular place where the dog barked, there he found innumerable golds, silver and many treasure. After collecting the treasure, they gathered the treasure and after giving alms to the poor, bought themselves rice fields and corn fields and became wealthy people. The old couple collected the treasure. Then what did they do? They spent a treasure to the they gave alms to the poor people, and the remaining amount they spent was corn fields as well as rice fields. They bought rice fields and corn fields. Okay, before buying corn fields and rice fields, the old good couple, they gave alms. That is the thing. When you are becoming rich, you need to help the poor. Their neighbors, who was stingy old couple, invited them and borrowed their dog to see if they could find any treasure with the help of the dog. So exactly nearby the old couple's house, there lived a wicked old couple. By seeing the dog's deed, they borrowed the dog from the good old couple. So the old man also gave the dog to the wicked old couple. They led the dog out in the garden. It walked along the garden without any barking for a long time. The old wicked couple just led the dog in the garden, but it didn't stop anywhere. It simply went and didn't bark at all. And he didn't wag its tail also. It was wandering in the garden. At last, the dog stopped at a certain spot and began to sniff. Suddenly, the dog stopped in a particular place and started sniffing. Sniff is, I already told you in the meaning, sniff nugurdal. They hastily dug the spot but found only dirt and nasty things. I already told you in the meaning. Awful. That internal organs of an animal are the wastages. So that sort of wastages that dog indicated in the ground. It made furious at being disappointed, the old couple killed the dog. The old wicked couple searched for treasure, but they found only the filth as well as the nasty things in the ground. When the good old man came to know that his dog was buried at the root of a pine tree, with a heavy heart he burnt incense and adorned the grave with flowers. So this news was heard by the good old man, that his dog was killed by the wicked old man. So he felt very sorrow and felt very sorry, and that his dog was buried under a pine tree. That night the dog appeared to him in his dream and instructed him to cut the pine tree where it was buried, make it into a mortar and use it, thinking of it as if it were the dog itself. So that night the dog came in dream of the old good man. There he said, please cut the pine tree and make it as a mortar and keep it as I was before. So the dog said, keep it the mortar as I was before. The old man did as the dog says. The old man did as he was told to do, but when he ground his rice in it, each grain of rice turned into some rich treasure. As the dog said, this old man also did. He made a mortar and he put grains as well as rice there, and he started grounding. But in result, all the grains become golds as well as silver. Many treasure came from the mortar. Seeing this, wicked old couple borrowed the mortar, but as soon as they used it, all their rice turned into filth. So in anger, they broke it. Hearing this news, this wicked old couple borrowed the mortar again, and when he tried, in result, nothing happened. So he broke the mortar and burnt into pieces. One night the dog appeared again to the old man in his dream. He told him to sprinkle the ashes of the burnt mortar on withered trees. Like that, again the dog came into dream and said the old good man to sprinkle the ashes over the withered trees. Withered trees, already I told you, withered, dried trees, kind of. The trees would revive with bloom, with flowers. He obeyed the dog as instructed, bringing the dead trees to life. As the dog said, he sprinkled the ashes over the dry trees, the withered trees. Once he sprinkled, all the dead trees came into life. It revived, it started blooming flowers. A certain princess utilized the power of old man and gave him a rich reward. Hearing this news, the old good man, once he sprinkled the ashes, all the dead trees came into life. This was the news heard by the prince. So he gave him a reward. But the envious neighbors got thrashed from the guards of the prince when they tried to do the same act. You could easily guess what might have this old wicked couple might have done. The old wicked couple did was, can you guess what the wicked old couple might have done? They did the same like the good old couple did. They tried sprinkling the ashes over the trees, but in result nothing happened. So the guards thrashed him black and blue. Finally, when the good old couple heard of their neighbor's act, gave them a share of their own riches. Hearing this news, the good old couple came there and they shared their riches to the wicked old couple. After this, the wicked people felt sorry, mended their ways, and led a good and virtuous life ever after. So after seeing this, after the good old people helped this wicked old couple, they mended their ways and they become good. So this is what the story is about. So this might have been a good one to you. So let's see, here in the picture you see Mother Teresa, what she says: spread love everywhere you go, let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. Don't allow anyone without happy, send them with happiness. They should not be distressed, they should not be unhappy, send them with happiness. Evaluation. Now I am going to ask you a few questions, you will answer. What did the honest old couple feed their dog with? What? They fed tidbits as well as fish. What prompted the old couple to dig the earth? The dog started barking and it wagged its tail, so they dug. What did the couple find when they dug the earth? When they dug the earth, they found ornaments, treasure, gold as well as silver. What did the couple do with the treasure? What did they do? The good old couple, they give to the poor. From the remaining amount, they bought this a cornfield as well as a rice field. Are their neighbor couple happy? Why? The neighbor couple was not so happy because they are wicked. They got jealous on the good old couple. How did the envious couple treat the dog? The envious old couple killed the dog. Why? Because he didn't find any treasure. What happened in the good old man's sleep? The dog came in dream and told to make a mortar out of the pine tree. What happened when the rice was ground in a mortar? When the good old man started putting grains as well as rice, it became gold as well as silver. How did the wicked old couple behave on seeing the rice turning into treasure? He got angry and he got jealous. That's why he borrowed the mortar again and nothing came in result. How did the good old man make withered trees sprout and blossom? The wicked old couple, they burnt the mortar into ashes. So collecting the ashes, the good old man sprinkled the ashes over the withered trees. It made blooming. Why did the prince reward the good old man? The withered trees came into life. So hearing this news, the prince gave reward. What happened to the wicked couple at the prince's palace? He gave a good reward for his deed. What did the good couple do on hearing their neighbor's distress? They came voluntarily and gave their share what they earned, and it mended this wicked old couple to become good. Okay, this might have been a good one to you. You might have enjoyed. Thanks a lot for listening to me.
இப்பாடத்திற்கான கேள்விகள். Is the old farmer a kind person? What happened when the honest man sprinkled the ashes on cherry tree? Who was punished by the prince? கேள்விக்கான விடைகளை கீழ்க்கண்ட விவரங்களுடன் நமது கல்வி தொலைக்காட்சியின் வாட்ஸ்அப்